Hello, one and all! So, I'm a big fan of chibi reviews. In fact, it was a big inspiration when it came to making my own channel. And while I was watching his video last night on what he's going to watch in, winter 2021 anime season, I realized I have a lot to say about a lot of these series, so I thought I'd just do my own video, give my own thoughts on the upcoming anime season, and I am just so excited for it. There's so much good stuff here, so let's get into this. Alright, first and foremost, Attack on Titan, the final season. Now, this has already begun. We're like 3-4 episodes into it. I haven't done any videos on it yet up to this point, though I am covering the manga, but oh, I am absolutely 100% going to cover the next episode. Anyone who's read the manga, and quite frankly, even if you haven't, I think you can figure out exactly why I want to cover the next episode. It's just going to be so freaking amazing. I cannot wait for that. Alright, next up, That Time I Got Reincarnated Slime, Season 2. Oh, I cannot freaking wait. This is definitely the one I am most excited about this upcoming anime season. I mean, I just absolutely fell in love with Season 1, ended up reading light novels, the manga, and just it made me love the series even more. And even though I know it's coming next, I cannot freaking wait to see it animated. Oh, I'm so excited for that. And, while I am in grad school, I am definitely busy. I'm absolutely going to do a couple videos on it. Definitely reviewing the first episode, maybe the second one as well. And there are a few other key moments of this season I just really want to do videos to talk about, so can't wait for that. Interesting enough, it is going to be split into 2 parts. We're going to have part 1, and then in July is part 2. I have a fairly good idea of what exactly that split's going to be and what's going to happen in each part of it. And if so, that's going to leave Season 3 in a fairly interesting position, because there's like a good chunk, 2 volumes of light novel without any real combat whatsoever, without any real fighting at all. So, I don't know, I'm just very curious how they'd animate that, how they'd incorporate that into the season. I could definitely see them turning, Season 3, that 2-volume arc, into just its own movie, and releasing that separately, like what Demon Slayer did with the train arc. I could definitely see that happening. If so, I would absolutely love that. Oh, also, between Part 1 and Part 2 of Season 2, there's going to be Slime Diaries. This is based off basically a spin-off light novel that shows the everyday life inside of, the Kingdom of Tempest. Their everyday things, what they do, the crops they grow, their lives they live. It's adorable, it's sweet, and it's really cute. It's really cute, and I really like it. All right, next, Re:Zero, Season 2. Yeah, I never watched Season 1. I definitely should. I've heard a lot of great things about it. It's on my list, but probably not right now. Probably not right now with everything else going on. Then we have Dr. Stone, Stone Wars. Oh, I freaking love Dr. Stone. I absolutely love it. The reviews I do of the manga are some of my most popular videos, and definitely the ones that get the most attention. I freaking love everyone who comments down below. I mean, I get people commenting basically like full essays, analyzing every part of the chapter. It's so amazing to see different opinions and thoughts, and just see so much passion about the series. I probably won't be covering Season 2 of the anime, though, simply because I don't have a lot to say that wouldn't, constitute a spoiler, basically. So, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to watch it. Probably won't cover it. I might end up doing a video at the end of the season or at certain particular parts of it, but we'll see about that. Also, it's very interesting because no one's quite sure exactly how long Stone Wars is going to be. A lot of people are saying it's only going to be one core, like 12, 13, maybe 14 episodes, which would make a lot of sense. The whole Stone War arc isn't particularly long. I mean, it's certainly not as long as everything they incorporated into Season 1, but what comes after it is quite long, so they couldn't really, include that in Season 2 as well. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's going to be a short Season 2, and then we're going to get an announcement for Season 3, which will come a few months later on. I could definitely see that being the case. Hopefully, keeps up popularity. Hopefully, Season 2 of the anime brings more people into reading the manga, and I get more viewers of my Dr. Stone review videos. I would love that. But we'll see. Alright, next we have The Promised Neverland Season 2. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong, I love The Promised Neverland. I did reviews on it all the way up to the final chapter, and I still love the series, but yeah, I mean, after the escape arc, without getting into spoilers, it's not as interesting. It's not as exciting. I mean, Mom, Isabella, she was just such an overwhelmingly terrifying foe, like this larger-than-life, godlike Cthulhian entity, that just everything that came after it kind of felt, like it wasn't the same, that like it wasn't as threatening, like it wasn't as terrifying as Isabella was, which is really saying something when they're going up against, freaking demons. That being said, though, season 1 was absolutely freaking amazing. They really managed to up the tension every single moment of that season. I mean, seriously, season 1 had moments of them just walking down the hallway. They filled with such overwhelming tension that I nearly wet myself watching it. So I have some hope that season 2 will improve upon the manga, that will, manage to fix some of the mistakes it made. I mean, like I said, I didn't hate what came after the escape arc. It just never reached the heights that the first arc had, so I don't know. We'll see about that. I might end up doing a video on the first or maybe even the second episode, just, seeing how they do things, if they changed anything, if they managed just to make it seem better than the manga was. I'm very curious about it. Definitely recommend watching it. I'm just not sure if it'll be as good as the first season, but we'll definitely see. Next we have second season of Quintessential Quintuplets. Yeah, definitely not my thing. I have a hard enough time keeping anime characters apart when they aren't quintuplets. Log Horizon, third season. I didn't see the first 2 seasons. Okay, then we have Mushako Tensai Isekai Kara Honke Dasu. Oh, I absolutely butchered that title. This one I'm excited for. I am definitely excited for it, but I mean, this is a weird one, because from what I've seen online, the light novel this is based on was basically like the grandfather of Isekai. It was one of the first, and so a lot of people keep commenting under like the trailer videos, oh, it's just another Isekai, it's full of those same old tropes, that's nothing special. I mean, arguably, yes, but it made those tropes. It's where they all came from. So I just don't know how people are going to react to that, how they're going to interpret this. Are they just going to watch the anime and say, oh, it's nothing special because I've seen these tropes before, without, realizing that's where it started from? Or are they going to, I mean, there's definitely something special about it. It definitely does the tropes better than a lot of other series. And from what I've seen in the trailers, it just looks absolutely freaking amazing. Beautifully animated. So I have a lot of faith in it. I'm just worried it's not going to get the attention it deserves. I mean, I've seen so many comments under videos, people just being like, oh, I'll never watch Isekai. All Isekais are the same. If I see Isekai, I just immediately skip. So I'm a little worried about that, but I would definitely recommend it. I've read the manga, and it's certainly enjoyable. But from what I've heard, it seems like the anime might be a little closer to the light novel, which I have heard there are differences. I don't know exactly what they are, though, so curious about that. Okay, so then we have Seven Deadly Sins. And last season, it looked bad. It was very, very poorly animated, and there's a lot of hope that this season they'll do better, they'll improve. But even if that's the case, the source material just isn't that good at this part. I mean, it kind of loses its way. It kind of just, forgets what it is and just keeps going on long past where it should have ended. And it almost kind of falls into the Naruto problem, at the very end, tries to establish, oh, we're going to have a spin-off season, a sequel series, following what happens down the road in the future. Which, nobody liked. Nobody liked when Naruto did that. And yeah, well, this series, it kind of hinted at what the spin-off would be, like, much earlier in. It just still rubbed people the wrong way, and it was not well liked. But the sequel manga is going to be called, I think, 4 Soldiers of the Apocalypse, and it's coming out in January. So, I am curious about that. I will give it a check. I'm definitely going to try it out and just see how it is. Alright. Oh, God. Next one. Oh, God. In a dark world of monsters, adventures, and mages, some of the most gifted healers are subjugated to brute force, even by the hands of their compatriots. But one mage, Kyle, gains the ability to rewind time, turn the tables, and right all wrongs. Yeah. No. That is an incredibly inaccurate and insufficient description of exactly what this series is. I'm going to do an entire video, trust me, giving my own thoughts on this, because I have a lot to say about Redo of Healer, a lot to say about it, and I'm already regretting that video. But as for my recommendation, if you've ever watched an anime and thought to yourself, wow, I really hate this antagonist, I wish somebody would torture him in the most sadistic way imaginable, then this might be the anime for you. If you've never thought that, I might recommend skipping it. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to do another video before it comes out, just giving my own thoughts on it, and yeah, so don't watch it if you are easily disturbed by violence or sexual content. Alright, okay, next one actually looks really interesting. I got Reincarnated as a Spider. I've heard a lot of people say that, if you liked Reincarnated Slime, you're gonna like this one. I haven't read the description, let me check that out. I, the protagonist, was just an ordinary high school girl, but suddenly, I was reincarnated as a spider monster in a fantasy world. Not only that, by awakening a dungeon filled with vicious monsters. Armed with only human knowledge and overwhelming positivity, I'm forced to use spider webs and traps to defeat far stronger monsters just to stay alive. So begins the labyrinth survival story of a girl with incredible mental strength, living as one of the lowest ranked beasts. Okay, I'm definitely gonna watch that. Sounds amazing. It looks adorable. And I'm very excited for it. Probably won't do a review on it unless, I really fall in love with the first episode, but we'll see what happens with that one. Alright, then we have Cells at Work Season 2. I definitely wanted to watch it, just never got around to it, seeing the first season. I don't know, I might end up getting caught up before Season 2 comes out. We'll see what happens with that. And then we also have Cells at Work Black, which, from what I've been told, is basically what happens when, cells at work, but with a person who is not healthy, smoking, drinking, stress, all that, and their body's basically dying on them, and the cells are fighting a losing war to keep their host from, straight up dying. It sounds grim, it sounds terrifying, and honestly, it sounds pretty interesting. Alright, then we have this one, Hidden Dungeon, or Dake Hore Kokoshi Dungeon Kosori Katake Sake Saikoyo. Definitely butchered that completely. The Hidden Dungeon is a place of legend where rare treasures and items are hidden. Nor, the third son of an impoverished noble family who's lost the one job offer he had, was lucky enough to hear about the dungeon. He then acquires a skill that allows him to create, bestow, and edit skills, and in order to use it, he needs to accumulate points by carrying out such tasks as eating delicious meals and doing sexual things with alluring members of the opposite sex. Yeah, despite what the description says, it's almost always, like 90% of the time, involves him doing something alluring with members of the opposite sex. He's basically an anime protagonist who is literally powered by fan service, and it's freaking hilarious. And it's certainly ecchi, a lot of groping, panty shots, kissing, all that, but I'd say it knows where the line is. It never crosses it. It never gets too sexual in nature. It's more, light ecchi comedy funny without ever crossing the line to, oh, I'm watching a porno, aren't I? It's pretty good. It's pretty funny. And the way he uses his skill to edit skills is really interesting, really cool. I would definitely recommend it. I am probably going to watch it. Probably won't review it, though. Beastar's second season. Never watched first season. The Last Dungeon. This one actually looks really good. I've heard about it for a while now. A lot of people are recommending it. Basically, Lloyd, the protagonist, leaves his town where everyone considers him to be the weakest and incompetent to go to another town. But nobody in his town seems to realize is they're right next to the Last Dungeon. So the everyday monsters they encounter, the ones that are basically like slime to them, are apocalyptic world-ending threats. While the town he goes to is the beginner town, where his power is basically the equivalent of a god. And yet he still thinks he's absolutely weak and powerless. This is actually a fairly common trope I've seen in manga where the protagonist is super overpowered, but his point of reference is so skewed that he thinks he's the weakest. I haven't really seen it much in anime, and I'm curious how it goes. I mean, this whole premise can drag out for a very long time where the MC spends, chapter after chapter after chapter thinking that he is still incredibly weak and powerless, with everyone around him's like, okay, you realize you're a god, right? You're basically a god to us. Definitely gonna check it out. Might not review it. I'll see how it goes. I would recommend it, though. Just, it looks good. It looks funny. Jakatoro Tomazaki-kun. Game addict who thinks life's a horrible game meets a girl who says take this game called life seriously. I don't know. That could be good. Might not be. It doesn't sound that interesting to me, but I might check it out. I am a gamer after all. Yuru Camp, Season 2. Never saw Season 1. I want to. I've been told it's like a very relaxing, calm anime, and I really enjoyed watching By the Grace of the Gods this season. Yeah, it wasn't particularly good anime, it wasn't particularly exciting anime, but just felt very calm and relaxing to watch, and sometimes that's all you really need, especially when life is so overwhelmingly hectic. World Trigger Season 2. Okay, I absolutely freaking love World Trigger. I have not yet seen the anime, but I absolutely freaking love the manga. And the only reason I'm not covering it is because I can't actually follow it a lot of the times. It just has such an overwhelmingly huge cast, like 60 characters, all with their own names, fighting style, background. It's very hard to follow sometimes, and I just would not be able to cover it accurately, even if I tried, even if I did my absolute best. For those of you who don't know, the World Trigger manga was on hiatus for I want to say 2 or 3 years. Very, very long time while the author was quite sick. But it's been back for a while now, though he went from releasing a new chapter every week to releasing a chapter every month, which a little disappointing because I really love this series, but whatever he needs to do, or she needs to do, in order to keep doing the series, in order to keep making it, while keeping, their health in check, absolutely, 100% that's what they should be doing. So, definitely, if you haven't checked out World Trigger before, I would highly, highly recommend it. Urasekai Picnic. Moments from death, Sorowo is saved by the mysterious Toriko and the world of the other side, entranced by its beauty. She discovers that the dimension is inhabited by monsters, once thought imaginary. Joining with Toriko in her search for a missing friend, they set out to explore the nightmares realm, maybe make a little money. What they encounter could bring enlightenment or drive them mad. Curious fantasy, sci-fi, could definitely be interesting. It reminds me a little bit of Siren. If you've never read Siren, please, for love of all that is good in Holy World, read Siren. It is such an amazing manga. I freaking love it. I might end up giving that a watch. I'm not sure. Skates, or Ska Infinity. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. About an illegal underground skating race taking place in an abandoned mine. It's by Bones. They usually do good work. I'm sure it'll look amazing, but it just doesn't sound all that interesting to me. It might be, we'll say. Alright, then we have Tenchi Sozo Design Boo. In Heaven, the anime design department, designers create a variety of new animals daily, while contending with the unreasonable request of their client, God. Funny, interesting, and full of useful information, the series can answer questions such as, why can't unicorns exist? What makes an animal taste delicious? What is the most powerful creature in the ocean? And bird versus snake, who would win? Yeah, this is a weird looking series, but it could be good. It could be interesting. It could be funny. And it says full of useful information. It might be, one of those anime that actually teaches you about stuff. Like how Are You Lost taught survival information. This could teach you actual information about animals, how they work, how they evolved over time, all that. And why can't unicorns exist? I may end up giving it a watch. I'm really not sure. Could be interesting, could be stupid. We'll see what happens. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the upcoming year of anime. I'm super excited for it, and I'm just overwhelmingly ecstatic to put 2020 behind us. I mean, just by the, anime lineup, it looks like it's going to be a much, much better year than 2020 was. Very excited for Slime Season 2. I mean, that's definitely the best one on here. Like I said, I have quite a few videos planned for that one. Attack on Titan, I'm definitely going to do a video on the next episode. Dr. Stone, probably won't do a video, maybe one at the end of the season, or we'll see about that. Promised Neverland, I might do one video at the beginning, one video at the end where I talk about, what was changed, how it was done differently. If I thought it was better than what the manga did, curious about that. Mushako Tensai, definitely going to watch it, probably won't cover it, but I would highly recommend it. It looks really good. I mean, from the trailers I saw, it's beautifully animated. I'm very excited for that. Seven Deadly Sins, probably won't even watch that. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if, they do a slightly better job with the anime than the manga did. Like I said, it just really got lost. Redo Healer, again, I'm going to do a video on this in a couple days before the anime starts, just giving my own thoughts on it. Be very, very careful watching this one. That's all I can say. And just know that when it comes out, the internet is going to get very, very, very noisy. So yeah, buckle up for that. Reincarnated Spider, definitely going to watch that. It looks amazing, looks funny, can't wait for it. Probably won't cover it. Hidden Dungeon, highly recommend this one. It's edgy and funny, and his editing skill is just really cool. I love the way he uses it. Last Dungeon, definitely gonna watch this one. Probably won't cover it unless, it really blows me away. World Trigger, still get caught up on that one. That's about it. Some other ones I might give a watch, might not. It's a little tricky for me because I have a kind of an addictive personality with anime. More like OCD. If I start an anime, I can't stop it. I need to see it all the way to the end. I need to know how it ends. It's just how my brain works. I can't stop any show, any manga, anything I've started once I started. So, yeah, that's a bit of an issue for me, especially when it comes to, deciding what to watch next. But please, let me know all down below. What do you think of the upcoming anime season? Is it better than last anime season? And what are you personally excited for? What on here do you want to watch? What really calls out to you? Which ones do you think are going to flop? Let me know what you think about all that down below. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss my next video. And until then,
peace!